All right, class is in session. For the next few minutes, I'm going to give you the same talk I give my own medical students about one of the most incredible and, yeah, demanding journeys you can take, becoming a doctor. So, what's it really like? I mean, really. You see the TV shows, you hear the stories, but the actual path to becoming a doctor can feel, well, kind of confusing, right? It's like this big mystery full of acronyms and terrifying exams. Today, we're going to pull that curtain back and map it all out. You know, from my seat as a professor at a medical school, I've seen thousands of students walk this exact path. I've seen the highs, the lows, the aha moments. So my goal here is simple, to give you the same roadmap I give them. Ready? Let's start right at square one. Okay, let's call this Act 1 the foundation. You can't build a skyscraper on sand, right? Well, in medicine, your undergraduate years, that's your bedrock. This is where it all kicks off. So your 4 years of college aren't just 4 years of college. Each one has a mission. Year 1, you're jumping straight into those prereqs. Year 2, you're going deeper, trying to get some real-world experience. And then, bam, Year 3 hits. You're studying for the MCAT and starting to put together your application. By Year 4, it's interviews and hopefully graduation. It is a whirlwind, let me tell you. Now, let's get something straight right now because this is a huge misconception. These core courses, bio, chem, physics, you see them there? Those are non-negotiable. You have to take them. But your major? Phew, it can be anything. Seriously, I've had incredible students who were film majors, music majors, you name it. What we on admissions committees care about is this. Can you crush the hard sciences and do you have something you're passionate about? That's the combo we're looking for. Before we go any further, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. This number, 7.5 hours. That's how long the MCAT is, the medical college admission test. And believe me, it's not just a test. It's a test of endurance. It's designed to see if you can hang in there, not just if you know the facts. So what's this monster of a test actually looking for? It's not just about spitting back facts you memorized from a textbook. Nope. The MCAT is all about how you think. Can you solve problems? Can you think critically when the clock is ticking? Because let's be real, that's what being a doctor is all about, every single day. All right, you've built your foundation. You've survived the MCAT. Now what? Welcome to Act 2, the gauntlet. That's what I call the application process and med school itself. It sounds scary, I know, but trust me, it's something you can absolutely get through if you know how to navigate it. So, applying isn't just one thing. Think of it in stages. First, you send out your primary application. That's the big one that goes to all the schools you're interested in. Then, the schools that are interested in you will send back a secondary application with their own specific questions. You nail that, and you get the golden ticket, the interview. You know, your whole application really boils down to this one question. It's the core of your personal statement, that big essay you have to write. You get 5,300 characters to tell us who you are beyond the numbers. And let me tell you, this is where you can shine. A great essay can absolutely make or break an application. It's your story. Okay, lean in for this one. This is a classic mistake I see every single year. Students think they need a letter from some big shot doctor they shadowed for an afternoon. No, we see right through those generic letters. What we want, what's way more powerful, is a heartfelt, detailed letter from someone who actually knows you. A professor, a research mentor, somebody who can speak to your character. That's worth its weight in gold. Now, the activities section. You get 15 slots, and the temptation is to fill every single one. Don't. What I'm looking for when I review these isn't a laundry list. It's commitment. Did you stick with something for a few years? Did you take on more responsibility over time? And you absolutely have to have some clinical exposure. We need to know you've seen what it's like. It's always, always quality over quantity. Okay, here it is. If you forget everything else I say, remember this. Apply early. Seriously. So many schools use what's called rolling admissions. That means we look at applications as they come in. The doors open in late May or early June. You want your application to be in that first wave. It gives you a massive advantage. Don't procrastinate on this. So you did it. You got in. So what's med school actually like? Well, think of it as two totally different worlds. The first half, your preclinical years, is basically all classroom. It's like drinking from a fire hose of information. But then, years 3 and 4, you're in the hospital. You're on your clinical rotations, actually seeing patients, rotating through surgery, pediatrics, all of it. That's when it all starts to feel real.
And just when you thought the exams were over, welcome to the USMLE, the licensing exams. Now, there's been a huge change here recently that you need to know about. Step 1, which used to be this massive score-obsessed exam, is now just pass/fail. What does that mean for you? It means your score on Step 2 is now incredibly important. That score really matters when you apply for residency.
So you've graduated, you have that MD after your name, you're done, right? Not even close. In a lot of ways, the real training is just about to start. This is Act 3, actually becoming a practicing physician. So what comes next is called residency. And yes, you are officially a doctor. You have the degree, but you're a doctor in training. You spend the next few years specializing in one area, like pediatrics or surgery. The best way to think about it is like a very, very intense apprenticeship. You're learning your craft hands-on under the watch of experienced doctors. And how long is this apprenticeship? Well, it depends. A pediatrician might be looking at 3 years. Want to be a surgeon? That's more like 5. And if you're thinking about something like neurosurgery, we're talking 7 years, after you've already finished 4 years of med school. So yeah, the specialty you choose is a huge life decision. Okay, so during residency, you're checking off the final boxes. You'll get through your first year, we call that your intern year. You'll pass the last big test, Step 3 of the USMLE. And once you do that, you can get your full medical license. That's the moment. That's when you can officially practice on your own without supervision. Whew, okay. We've gone all the way from a bright-eyed college kid to a fully licensed physician. So let's wrap this up. As your professor for the day, here's my final prescription for you. Here's what it all comes down to. 4 key things. Number 1, your grades and your MCAT score, they're your ticket to the dance. You have to have them. Number 2, show us you're in it for the long haul. A few deep experiences are way better than a long list of shallow ones. 3, tell your story. We need to know why you're doing this. That's what makes you stand out. And 4, be smart about it. Apply early. Strategy matters.
Look, this whole thing, it's a decade of your life, at minimum. It really is a marathon, not a sprint. So the real question you have to ask yourself isn't just, am I smart enough? It's, am I ready to commit to that first step, and the one after that, and the one after that? That's a question only you can answer. All right, class dismissed.